Hey folks, so I want to talk a little bit about probably one of the best ways of keeping your eyes sharp. That's a really easy way to practice, especially for bow hunting skills and situations. Anyone can do it. What you're going to need is you're going to need any of the heads, like a judo point with the wire heads on the end. You can find them, I'm sure, on in many of the online archery places or stores. Zwicky Judo is actually the trade name it goes by. I've used them for years. Basically, they have spring arm wires on the end of that, kind of a blunt point to allow it to catch in grass and not bury. You can use blunts for this as well. And this is what people refer to as stumping, stump shooting, or roving. Of all the bow hunting skills I had as a kid to develop to shoot one of these things, I would say roving and stump shooting is probably one of the paramount things you can do to actually practice for real bow hunting scenarios. Basically, all you're doing is roving in a field or in the woods and picking stumps, maybe even flower stems, leaves, specific things at unknown ranges and distances to shoot at, right? And you can practice these, with the rule of 3, sitting, standing, kneeling we use as our basic accuracy method, using one arrow at a time. And it really gives you a lot of considerations for bow hunting, right? It's probably the drill that I can insist on you doing. If I say it's your one thing, one way I've got to practice, it would be roving, right? Roving teaches you to focus. Focus is, I've got to say, if you're shooting, especially instinctive, even gap, or if you're string walking, it doesn't matter how you're shooting, I would say focus is the #1 attribute or peripheral benefit you can develop from shooting a bow. And the best shots I've ever seen out of any platform with traditional bow, what people call traditional bows, a recurve or a longbow or a siltbow, they're folks that had incredible focus and developed that into abject concentration. I'm talking complete and utter concentration, so they are not distracted by anything else going on around them. And they were hyper-focused, laser-focused on their target and aspects of that target. For instance, I like shooting for what I call lines in an animal. So I will look for structure, and I'll shoot for center mass of that structure. I'll pick that, people call it picking a spot or focus, right? I like shooting for the crease. So on a wild turkey, for instance, you have the feathers up to a point and then the kind of that bare skin head. If I'm shooting for the head of a turkey, I either aim for the eyeball itself or the crease, the center of that crease. Eyes, the human brain likes looking for structure. It likes picking up things that stand out, right? You get used to shooting that way with a traditional longbow or recurve, and you'll be that much more accurate. And roving and stump shooting, going out into the woods and fields where you live, making sure your safety in your background, but picking different things to shoot at different ranges is going to sharpen that skill of focus and concentration.